This is my office. This is where the magic happens. Where a human content machine makes shitloads of content. This room is almost perfectly formulated so that I never have to leave if I don't want to. It's a room that has all of the devices necessary for me to create all of the content that I create, as well as all of the devices necessary for me to chill and hang out. It's a room where I can live my entire life very comfortably, and there's very little in here that needs to be replaced. But I'm going to do a video series in which I sort of review and assess all of the things in my office, all of the stuff that lets me live my life and do my job, and either recommend it or search for a replacement if I find that it's something I deem to be unworthy of my space. So first, we're going to talk about this chair. The chair is the lifeblood of the home office. This is where you're going to be doing everything. The couch is nice. The couch is for rest and relaxation. But I'm not going to do much writing on the couch. I'm definitely not going to do much web browsing on the couch. I'm not going to do any editing on the couch. That's all going to happen in the chair. Now this chair is very special. This is a $300 Work Pro 2 chair. I know I've exaggerated and called it a $500 chair before, but that's just because I'm stupid. As you can see, it is a big metal behemoth of a chair. And if it looks kind of weird and uncomfortable, it kind of is. This chair is not built for comfort in the traditional sense. It's not built like a couch where you sink into it and you just want to stay there. It's built to keep you upright, to keep you working, and to prevent back pain. That is the most important thing about this chair, is that it prevents back pain. Now, if you were to go to Office Depot or Office Max or whatever you've got in whatever country you live in where they sell chairs, you'll notice that chairs will always have an indication of how many hours you're supposed to be able to sit in that chair. This is an average desk chair, office chair. This is probably a 2 to 4 hour chair. That's probably what it would say on it. Now this chair is plenty comfortable. You can sit in this chair for a while and it'll be okay. But after 2 to 4 hours, your back will start hurting. And this was my experience with all the chairs I've owned, is that none of them were bad, per se, but after a few hours, your back's gonna start hurting. And you cannot have that if you're trying to do work all day in a chair, if your job requires you to be in a chair all fucking day, as mine does. So, I was having a lot of back problems with chairs like this one, but that chair said 8 to 10 hours on it. And I will report that if you sit in this chair for 8 hours or less, it will not hurt your back. That's been my experience. If I sit in this chair for 8 hours or less, I have had no back problems. So most of my time, most of my life these days, no back problems. I only start getting them when I sit on this goddamn couch too much. But this chair will not cause those problems unless I exceed that amount of hours, which I have done. I've had times where I was sitting in this chair and my back started hurting and I was literally thinking, why the fuck does my back hurt when I've got this nice-ass chair? And then I looked at the clock and realized I have been sitting in it for 12 hours that day. And that's why my back hurts. So it's pretty literal with the hour amount. Yes, you can get 8 hours, but not more than that. And honestly, under no circumstances should you be sitting in a chair for in excess of 8 to 10 hours a day. 12 hours in a day in a chair is not good for your body, even if it's a super chair. But, so if you were to sit in this, you probably would not be like, wow, it's so comfy. You'd be like, oh, this is kind of weird. But you get used to it. Like when I first bought this chair, I definitely was like, uh-oh, this is not, like, super comfortable. But once you get used to it, it's really nice, and I cannot go back. Like, it's not something I can return to a lesser chair. If I had to get another chair, I'd have to get an even better chair, or at least on par. Now, this thing has tons of customization. You can lift the back. I've got it at a comfortable level. It's got the ability to, recline more, And it also can be locked into a couple of positions. I don't like doing that. I just like having it freeform. Now, I will say of this chair, it's hard to, like, lean back in. Like, this butt part does not move. This is fucking locked in. The back part moves, and you can lean back in that. But you're not going to be able to have, you know, a leg, like, lift your legs up the way that you can in a chair like this, where the entire thing moves back. And I think that's part of why I found it uncomfortable at first. But, now that I'm used to it, I hate when I kick back in a chair and it lifts my legs up, because I realize that it's not ideal. So, I will say that there are some drawbacks to this chair. First of all, it's really fucking heavy. This thing is really hard to move around. You are not going to just, like, you know, easily move it from room to room if you need to do that. It's a fucking pain in the ass to move this thing. I'm gonna say it weighs, like, easily over 50 pounds. I don't know exactly how much, but it's heavy. And in addition to that, it's also hard to even just, like, scoot around. Like, when I'm sitting, and, like, let's say I've got the chair like this, and one of my feet keeps hitting this part. I like to have it so that it's, like, this, as opposed to, like, this. And if you're sitting in this chair and you want to move the legs, you really got to use both of your legs to, like, fucking, you know, move it. Like, it's that heavy. And the other complaint is that the arms are not great. They've got a screw in the bottom down here. And you've got, like, it comes with a thing that you can tighten the screws with, like an Allen wrench. But, every once in a while, I would say every couple of months, one of them gets loose, and I have to go and re-tighten it. They've got customizable heights, so that's nice. I think I've actually got one higher up than the other. Like, I keep my right arm higher than my left arm. This is an unfortunate happening here. What happened here is, over the course of the last, like, year and a half, I used to have this mic arm attached to my desk. Not this desk, but my old desk. And this mic arm has this little piece, which happened to be right at the level of my armrest. And this piece would dig into my armrest, just because, like, it was right there, and I would keep hitting it. And it slowly created a hole in this, which I, of course, picked at until I destroyed a section of it. I need to probably duct tape this, because I know I will make it worse. That is how I work. I will pick at it until it becomes a real problem. I guess I'm just disappointed that the material is cheap enough that it could come apart that easily. You know, just by sort of touching a metal piece over and over again. But, I don't know. You might not have this problem, but chances are you will. So, yeah. Aside from being heavy, not very mobile, and the armrests not being the greatest. Oh, they can also do this, which I like. Also, one more complaint. This thing does not get very low. This is as low as it gets, and it's just because the mechanisms are so huge on it that it cannot go any lower. And it's taller than, like, sometimes I like to have my chair hella low. This cannot go hella low. It can go pretty high up, but I've kept it at minimum, and the biggest problem with that is if your desk is not high enough for the arms to even go under. This is a pretty high up desk, but that can be a problem. So, yeah, overall though, highly recommend this chair. I've gotten tons and tons of use out of it. It's really improved my ability to work from home. Again, I used to have back problems, now I don't. So, like, this is an essential part of the home office. The only way I would replace it is if either it fell apart so much that I just get another of the same, or I would have to get an even nicer chair. But, like, at present, I don't know if such a thing even exists. If there is a chair that, like, within a reasonable price range that could replace this one. So, yeah. Now, I, at the time of this recording, do not have any Amazon affiliate links, but I thought while watching some video while I was like watching somebody else's video while I was having the idea for this video, and he had an Amazon Associates link, and I went, that would be a really good idea for this video series, because I'm going to be like literally reviewing products that I own, and if anybody wants to buy them, then I, you know, could get some kickback from that. So while I haven't done that yet, I'm going to say that I'm going to do it right now and force my hand, because this video is not coming out till November, and I'm filming it like 2 weeks early. So, yeah, ball's in your court now, future Digi bro. Make a fucking Amazon Associate link. People have been telling you to do it for months because of Manga Mondays. Yeah, anyway, that's my chair review. Come back tomorrow, and I'll review something else in my office. Peace.